So just to reiterate what we've got. So for those of you that are just joining us, we've got 3 decks. The idea is that viewers at home will choose, or the live viewers right now will choose what deck they want me to play. I've then got 10 hand interactions down here. So we've got Ghost Ogre, Ash Blossom, we've got Bestial Magnamut, Ghost Bell, Nibiru, Droll, Veiler, Mulchummy Fulos, DD Crow, and Infinite Impermanence. Now, the Mulchummy is to represent any Mulchummy, the Bestial is to represent any Bestial. The idea is that this is mainly in here to deal with light and darks in the graveyard. DD Crow is obviously designed to deal with any card in the graveyard, which when I've got Darklords in play, they're basically all cards that have effects against these decks as well, so it gives you the best of both. Yeah. But the idea is I'll flip these all face down, I'll roll a d20. Number 1 will represent 1 and 11, 2 and 12, 3 and 13, and so on and so forth. So 10 and 20. The random 2 will be placed in this area up here. And then what I will do is I won't be able to see what hand interactions you have. You won't be able to see what 5 cards I have in my hand. We just play card at a time. I'll wait for the response and then kind of go from there. And we'll try to progress a little bit more and see how it works. So something a little bit different, something a little bit fun, and kind of something a little bit to trial out. So I've got Please for Archfiend. I don't know if I should buy it. No, so there's no Dominus. I can add a Dominus in, I don't mind. I mean, like, the Imperm could treat itself as a Dominus within reason. Like, it could be Imperm, it could be... Like, I didn't want to have 20 hand interactions. I went with the more common ones that would be played in a more, like, balanced style deck. But, I mean, Dominus isn't that hard to add. I can add in Purge as well if we wanted to. So I would probably just sub it out for something, just so we can try and keep it to 10 would be great. But I mean, I know Dominus Impulse is quite common, so yeah. I mean, it's kind of either or really. I do have a Dragon Sleeve somewhere. There we go. I mean, I suppose I could take it out for Magnamut, because then the idea is you still got a card, like the idea with Magnamut and DD Crow is just a card that moves something in the graveyard. So I wanted to try and get as much of a generic range as I could. Ghost Bow is like a really popular hand interaction right now. The Mulchummy Fulos can be any Mulchummy. I suppose the question would really come down to it, like, it's either going to be Fulos or Prulia right now as it stands, so... yeah, just reading back on the chat, it does look like it's 2 for Archie and 1 for Darklord, and now me with 1 for Pumpkin. So, I mean, I'm gonna try and do this multiple times. I can't guarantee it. So, okay, so we've got 2 for Archfiend, we've got 2 for Pumpkin. So I'll tell you what, I've just done Darklords. I can come back to them afterwards, right? So let's do Archfiends first, and then afterwards I'll do another test hand that involves the Pumpkins, which will be 2 new hand interactions, yeah? I think that's kind of a good way, yeah? Doesn't need to be done like now this minute. If anyone else joins in later and says, oh, I missed the Archfiends, I want to see those, then that could be done as well. Whoop! As I chuck the cards all over the place. Okay, so now this is going to be your hand interaction dice roll. So we're going to shuffle these up. So we've got 1 and 11, 2 and 12, 3 and 13, 4 and 14, 5 and 15, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So it gives you a bit of an idea. We'll roll the d20. So d20 I got is a 9. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 1. And then we roll it again. Still the same numbers. Oh, hello. Still the same numbers. That was a 9 as well. Poor. 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are your 2 hand interactions for this turn. Just move those to the side. Move the d20. Just make sure all the cameras are clear. Just minimise that one there. There we go. Right. So they are your 2 hand interactions. These are my Regenesis Archfiends. I'll tell you what, if you guys like this, I could always do this again, but as like a breaker, I guess. So like I give you breakers instead of hand interactions, and you have to try and break the field with what you have. But that doesn't really interact much with me within reason, like unless you go Raigeki and then something else. Yeah. But what I like about this is it kind of meant that, you know, viewers didn't need to have their own setup. Yeah. I suppose another way of doing it is I give you an opening hand of 5 from like any other deck. And then you basically just tell me what cards you try to use. But we'll save that for the next time because that could be very, very, very messy. Anyway, shuffled up the regenesis, cut up the regenesis, go from there. Okay, my opening hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll put the deck, the deck will stay on screen so you can tell that I'm not taking anything else out. That's quite funny, I'm not going to lie. Okay, draw phase, standby, and then main. Is there any... I can't think of anything that you'd want to use right now. Like, you probably shouldn't be shotgunning a Furlos so early. The only one that I can imagine you would shotgun is a Prulia, so... I mean, you know I'm playing regenesis Archfiend, so if you do have that Furlos, I guess you could probably say drop the Prulia. Yeah, well, this, like, what I'm hoping is this will also kind of like teach you what type of interactions to have. I can't imagine that there's anything. So we'll go to the main phase. We will we'll reveal regenesis Archfiend to summon a regenesis Archfiend. So you would need to have Dominus Impulse in the hand. So if you've got Dominus Impulse, then fair play, but bruh. Actually, no, it doesn't activate, it just summons, doesn't it? It just goes, just reveal, summon. So it'd be, Chain Link 1 would be regenesis Archfiend. So then you guys would go, if you've got Veiler, Ash, basically like all your interactions could be used here. So do you guys have anything? Which I'm pretty sure it doesn't do it on this impulse. Yeah, you just reveal and summon. So for those of you that don't, I should probably tell you what the cards do. So Regenesis Archfiend will let me add any Regenesis card from the deck to the hand, is basically what we're aiming to do right now. I warn you, my hand is pretty weak, I'm not going to lie. Imperm, okay, so it's Imperm here. So this would be camera left or camera right. The one on our right, so this one. No, this one. Imperm. Okay, cool. Chain Link 2 will be Imperm, targeting the Regenesis Archfiend. I have no response to that Infinite Impermanence because my hand is not ideal. So, Regenesis Archfiend gets negated. Opening back up to an open game state will then activate Archfiend Strategy. So this is a field spell, and obviously this is a little bit new to you lot. So, but this one lets me banish a Fiend monster or an Archfiend card from my hand or graveyard to add an Archfiend card from the deck to the hand, except the field spell. Or I can add an Archfiend Pendulum monster from my deck to my face-up extra deck. So it's going to attempt to add. If you guys got Imperm and Ash, you've cooked me. I'm not going to lie. Though to confirm as well, do I banish as cost? I do banish as cost. Okay, so to banish as cost as well, I'm going to banish the Archfiend. I definitely want to be adding an Archfiend card from the deck. I don't want to be putting a monster face-off extra deck. Just wait to see if there's a response. If there's no response, if you just put like no response, then that will be great. Am I about to get cooked? No response. Woo! Okay, so add an Archfiend card. Oh, wait, it could be Droll. This could suck as well. Oh, no. I can add an Archfiend card. That doesn't do it for me. That doesn't really do it for me. I could also be Veiler as well. I could get cooked quite a bit here actually. Because I'd go Duke. I suppose I'd take Archfiend, Duke Archfiend. Any response? So Duke Archfiend, well, I'll explain Duke Archfiend when I summon it, but the idea is that basically I get to Target a face-up monster I control that has a level. I send an Archfiend monster from my deck to my graveyard except itself. And if I do, I increase that monster's level by the level of the sent monsters. Is what we're aiming to do. I forgot that Duke Archfiend can manipulate its level. I think our Eris is only like a level 3 though. No response. Okay, no draw. Normal summon Duke Archfiend and pray you don't have Effect Veiler. Otherwise, this end field's going to be pretty sad. Dale or Dale? I know you introduced yourself in your YouTube intros, but I'm never quite sure what you said. It's Dale, so D-A-Y-L-E. All good. Okay, any response to Duke Archfiend? No response. Ooh, okay, we're cooking. We're cooking. So we send our Archfiend Eris. So this now goes up to a level 7, so it's up by 3. Archfiend Eris, if it's sent to the graveyard by card effect or by being destroyed by battle, I get to add an Archfiend card from my deck to my hand except itself. Any response? So the only things that I could imagine that you have is, because you could have ashed this, so the only thing left of those 10 hand interactions is an Impulse, a Nibiru. Oh, a Nibiru would cook me as well, actually. Impulse, Nibiru, no response. Okay, cool. So we then add a Royal Archfiend. I will discard the Royal Archfiend. So this will give me an additional normal summon. And it lets me add a Archfiend monster from the deck to the hand. So, unless you're holding these hand interactions like to the perfect moment, which I'll be impressed by, I add the Highness Archfiend. I think it could also be a Ghost Spell. Ghost Spell would suck as well. Additional normal summon of Highness Archfiend. So if it's normal summoned, I can banish an Archfiend card from my graveyard as cost. So we're going to banish the Archfiend Eris. And if I do, I can't switch summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except Archfiend monsters. But I get to add 2 Archfiend cards from my deck to my hand, except itself. Any response? So you would have failed this. You can't Bell because it banishes as cost, so it's not Bell. So it's got to be Nibiru or Impulse. No response. I reckon it's Nibiru or Impulse. What am I doing? Adding 2 Archfiend cards. So let's add Matador Archfiend and let's add Archfiend Emperor. I'm going to scale the Archfiend Emperor. Archfiend Emperor will target one other face-up spell or trap on the field, destroy both it and this card. So I'll attempt to target the Archfiend strategy to destroy this and destroy itself, putting it in the face-up extra monster zone. So this will now get me the Archfiend Emperor face-up into the extra deck. I will then attempt to activate Ritual of Matador. So this card could be used to ritual summon Matador Archfiend. I must also tribute monsters from my hand or field whose total levels equal 6 or more. I can banish this card from the graveyard to special summon a non-ritual Archfiend monster from my hand. So I'm just using this to perform a ritual summon. It has to be Nibiru. Must be ritual unaffected by other monster effects while in the extra monster zone. Only use each fun effect once per turn. If this card is ritual summoned from the extra, banish one monster on the field. Spoken that it's in the extra monster zone, especially when a themed monster from my hand, deck, grave, or banishment. Okay, no responses on this one, so we will tribute off the. When your rich summon a monster is destroyed by battle, when your rich monster is destroyed by battle. So I'll get rid of the Royal Archfiend. We'll bring out the Matador. Because remember, Duke Archfiend is a 7. The Matador is, if it's rich on, to get to add 2 Archfiend cards from my deck to the hand except itself. So, what haven't I got that is Archfiend worthy? It's kind of where I need the trap card, I guess. I'm going to add a Archfiend Emperor so that I've got a reveal for later on, and I'm going to add an Archfiend Strategy. I can only use this effect once per turn, so I could still technically activate or have the Archfiend Strategy. So I'm currently locked into Archfiend monsters. I'm now on summon 1, 2, 3, and 4. So to make sure I don't get hit with a Nibiru, I'm actually going to end it there. And the reason I'm going to end it there is that Matador's like a nice little bit of a wall. If you get rid of my Regenesis Archfiend, it will come back to my hand. So the only thing that's a bit like a weakness for me is my Highness Archfiend. But then on the crackback, I've got an Archfiend Emperor to reveal for the Regenesis Archfiend that comes back to my hand to try and get Sage. And kind of go from there. So I'm going to end my turn there. Do you have anything you wish to add, activate now? Through a process of elimination, I believe the last card in the hand was in the Nibiru. So I'll wait for you lot to confirm before I look at the card, because I think every other card was checked throughout that entire combo. Apart from Ghost Spell, actually, it could also be Ghost Spell. I'm trying to think if I moved anything in the graveyards. I don't think I did, so it could also be a Ghost Spell. No activation now. You guessed correctly. Yeah, it was a Nibiru. Okay, yeah. So it's either going to be a Nibiru or a Ghost Spell through that one. The process of elimination. Cool. So that was like a full test stand. I know it's a little bit slow, and then like kind of a couple of bits of dead air, just confirming responses and stuff. But hopefully you kind of get the idea of what I'm trying to go for with this. So, okay. Well, the next deck is again something that I'm not completely warmed up on yet, but that's the Pumpkin King, so Bones' deck. So we'll shuffle these up again. What is your board state again? Like if I was playing against this board now, you have follow up here. So yeah, so I would have ended. So remember, you would have 4 cards. One of them being a Nibiru, which is semi-dead, but it was so Matador. So Matador can't be destroyed by battle, and I take no battle damage from battles involved in it. And then after damage calculation, if it battled, I destroy that monster. So it's like basically a little bit of a wall unless you try and destroy it by card effect. There was Regenesis Archfiend, and there was Highness. Then in my face-up extra deck was an Emperor. In my hand was a Throne, a Strategy, and another Emperor. So basically what I had at this point is if you OTK'd me, you OTK'd me. Like I had no, it was more of a wall end field than it was like an interactive end field. So you would write, like let's say you write Geki the field, right? You clear this all off. This all goes to the graveyard. Then what I would do is if I survived, during the end phase, the Archfiend would come back to my hand. Where have we got? There was a spell card in the graveyard. The Matador spell card was in the graveyard. So we would draw for we could draw for turn, right? But like the biggest threat that I have is I would draw for turn. Doesn't matter what it is. Sage is obviously pretty broken. But what I would do is I would be able to go, okay, scale the Archfiend Emperor, target a face-up spell or trap you control. Now, if you don't have a face-up spell or trap that you control, I wouldn't be able to do anything. Like I wouldn't use this. But I'd still be able to activate the Throne to ritual summon an Archfiend ritual monster from my hand, face-up extra deck or graveyard, by banishing, by tributing monsters from my hand or field. So I could tribute off another Emperor, put that into the graveyard to summon out the Archfiend Emperor into the extra monster zone. And then in doing so, if it's ritual summoned to the extra from the extra deck, I get to banish all monsters on the field except in the main the extra monster zones. So that would like clear all your monsters off, right? And then I've got the ability to summon down. I would reveal Sage for Archfiend, summon down the Archfiend. Archfiend's effect to search. Archfiend could then search me out either an aggressor or a defender. I'll go for a sub-aggressor in the form of the warrior. would then summon down Sage. I'm then fully protected from everything. I'd then be able to summon down Warrior, and then straight away, like this would be in the extra monster zone. I wouldn't need to do anything more, but in case I feel that you have like a, I don't know, something that would interact like a battle fader, just as a really broad example, I would activate strategy to give this an extra 1,000 attack, so that then the benefit would be that this would be 3,500, this would be 2,500, 2,500, and if you activated anything, I could afford to Sage and still have game on field. So, this might be more effective if you add useless cards to the pool to act like play starters, and then deal us a hand of 5. That way you don't know if every card in our hand is a hand trap or not. I mean, I did mention like doing that, giving like a full hand of 5. But the reason for giving you 2, I mean, obviously I could give you 3. I'm just trying to make it like a fair trade-off. The only benefit of giving you like a full hand of 5, like for example, if I did a Radiant deck and gave you a full hand of 5, it would then become you trying to break the field that I present. It's like, right, okay, we've got no interactions, go off, we'll do a full combo. It'd be basically like us doing a duel, which is definitely doable, but that's probably going to be for a much longer video. And then, obviously, not knowing every card in your hand is a hand trap or not, it doesn't matter. Like, because the way that I played that last turn out, it was a process of elimination. Like, every card was checked. So it got to a certain point. I guess I see what you mean when you're like, okay, you're expecting a hand interaction. But then it kind of comes down to like how cautious you are as a duelist. Like, to me, that previous hand, if I wasn't cautious and I ran into a Nibiru, I would have absolutely nothing. I'd have nothing to do, and I probably would have lost that duel. So, like, to me, that would have been a no-brainer to respect Nibiru in that scenario. It might be a little bit different later on, but, you know, gives you a bit of an idea. Anyway, so let's go with the Pumpkin deck. So here are your 10 interactions. Let's roll the d20. So you get a 20. Nice. So it'll be that one there. Come on, let's go there. And then we'll roll again. We get a 10, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 10 would have been 20 as well. Duh. 12, so 2. That one there. There we go. So there's your 2 interactions. Let's move these. Oh, hello. Let's move these to one side. And then we've got the Pumpkin deck here. Just going to make sure I put my extra deck over there. Yeah. Pumpkin deck on its way. Now, I haven't actually tested this deck as of yet, by the way. Like, I am very, very new to it. I've had a very... kind of built more towards Genesis and then adapt it. And then I saw a really cool Vendread build of this deck that I really want to try out. So we'll give that a go. Anyway, shuffling up. All I know is that I need to see a route to Pumpking, which I can do very easily, but you get the idea. Okay. Shuffle up, cut up. My opening hand will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deck goes there. Okay. Draw phase. Standby and main. Let's start with... well, this is interesting. I'm going to activate Delta of Invitation. So when it's activated, I get to send a level 5 or higher zombie monster from my deck to the grave. Only use each effect once per turn, and then if a zombie monster is on the field, I get to special summon a Delta token, being a zombie, dark, level 5, attack 0, defense 0. And then if a monster is added from my graveyard to the hand, while this card is in my graveyard, except during damage state, I get to add it, but I can only activate it once per turn. So, in short, this card is basically trying to send a zombie from deck to the grave. Does Pumpkin make Vendread usable? It's kind of the other way around. So, like, you use Dark Necromancer, which is the level 4, and that basically gets you 2 level 6s, and those 2 level 6s let you get to the Pumpking rank 6, and then the Pumpkin rank 6 gets a search, and then off of the back of that search, the Pumpkin rank 6 lets you build even further, which is really kind of cool. So, any response on Delta of Invitation? So, you've got, I think Ash Blossom is the only thing you could use right now. I've got to try and refresh myself. I think we let this one pass. Feels like a bait. No response. Okay, it looks like 2 of you for no responses. That's bait, that is. We'll send Eldritch the Golden Lord. Seems like a bait. Just going fishing. Okay, well, you kind of called the bait relatively correctly, I'll give you that. We will discard Stare of the Snake Hair. So I get to discard this card to add Call of the Haunted or a spell or trap that mentions it from my deck to my hand. If this card is special summoned, I get to target an attack position monster my opponent controls. That face-on monster cannot attack, its effects are negated. It can't be used for a fusion, synchro, X's, or links. But basically, in the sense, is I'm discarding this to add Call of the Haunted or a spell and trap that mentions it. So again, let me get this confirmed. Yeah, it has to come from the deck to the hand. So it doesn't. If it brought back from the graveyard, you could also go spell it. But yeah, the idea is that if you've got Ash Blossom, you can Ash this card right now. Any response? Ooh. Ooh, approval. Approval? Okay. Oh, this is tricky now. Okay, I have to go for Ectoplasmic Fortification. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with this one, activate one of these effects. If I control no monsters, I can add a level 6 zombie monster or a Call of the Forgotten from the deck to the hand. Zombie monsters I control gain 400 attack, and then I get to draw cards equal to the number of Call of the Haunted I control. I can only activate one Ectoplasmic Fortification per turn. I've just realised as well, I've just played straight into draw. Right? Yeah, because this would discard. So anything on res. If there's no response to the add of the Ectoplasmic Fortification, I'm also going to try to activate it. So no response to that one, so I'm also going to try and activate it, and I'm going to be choosing to add a level 6 zombie monster or a Call of the Forgotten from the deck to the hand. And now we wait. Oh, no response. Okay, so we're going to add Pumpking, the King of Grave Ghosts. If there's no response on this one, I get to reveal this card in the hand to set a Call of the Haunted from the deck or grave, and if I do, I discard a card. That set card can be activated this turn, and if this card is special summoned, I get to special summon a level 6 zombie monster from the deck, except with 1950 attack. I can't special summon from the hand or grave for the rest of the turn except zombies. So we're going to attempt to reveal this to set the Call of the Haunted and discard a card. You want to see the art? The art is pretty sick. I do like that. It's not as shiny as I would like a secret rare to be, but still does look really cool. Dueling against you guys. So, for those of you just joining us, your hand interactions are here. I don't know what they are. The idea is that this is showing the deck being played as like a test hand video, but also provides with interactions. So, and it gives you a bit of control. It lets you learn how to interact with the deck, when you want to interact with the deck, and then how the deck can play through interactions, which is something that I get asked a lot. Like when I do test stands and I do combos, everyone's like, well, how does it play through stuff? So, yeah. Any response on the reveal of the Pumpkin King of Grave Ghost to set Call of the Haunted from the deck or grave and discard a card. Ooh, activate camera right. Activate this card. Oh my god, is it Dominus Impulse? Wait, no, Dominus Impulse can't do it. What card could you possibly have? That's interesting. We're letting it resolve, is that right? Okay, so we're letting this resolve. Okay. So we're going to set Call of the Haunted. I assume you thought I put it on the field, I guess. We're going to set Call of the Haunted, then we need to discard a card. So we're going to discard a second Delta of Invitation. We're then going to use Jacobolin's effect to discard the Pumpkin, the King of Grave Ghost, to special summon down the Jacobolin. Any Dominus Impulse would be my assumption. I was like, what could that possibly be that would cause this issue? I'm not going to lie, I'm concerned that we haven't used that interaction yet, but I'd like to think that I've played through an Ash. I haven't played through a Ghost Spell yet. Nibiru is still very much an option. Yeah, anything on Jacobolin. I need to find a token, actually. I've got tokens down here somewhere. Sadly don't have a zombie token, but we got a lot of tokens. That was probably one of my favourites, so we'll use that one. I'm going to assume nothing on Jacobolin, and you guys can pull me back if you think so. So we're going to summon down Jacobolin. Then what we'll do is we'll use the effect of the Delta of Invitation to spawn a token. Bolin just discards and special itself, right? Yeah, it does. It just discards and specials itself. So the only card you could use to interact with it right now would be a Dominus Impulse. Bolin's effect to summon. I'm not using the one to move anything in the graveyard yet. That does worry me though, I'm not going to lie. Do we get the token? Cool, thumbs up. So we get the token. Okay. We are going to use Eldritch the Golden Lord's effect in the graveyard. Send this card. No, if this card is in the graveyard, you send a spell or trap you control to the graveyard as cost. So we're going to send the Delta of Invitation to attempt to bring back Eldritch the Golden Lord from the graveyard. I have one card left in hand. Okay. Ooh, okay. Contemplating the interaction. Oh, mate, if you've got a DD Crow and a Bestial... no, you don't have a Bestial anymore. So you'd have DD Crow Impulse. It's got to be DD Crow, isn't it? Let it ride. Ooh, okay, this is good. This is good. I've got two people thinking we interact and one saying let it ride. Oh. Might be my personal hate against it, though. What we got? Let it ride. Oh, okay. Interact. Don't interact. Oh, this is good. I like this. I think it's an even split as well, 50-50, right? So we've got Alex and Brotherhood. Alex, Brotherhood, and the Truth to interact. And we've got Saint Marcus. We've got Free. And... oh, we're letting it go. Oh, okay, okay. We're letting it ride. We're going to let it ride. We're letting it ride. Okay. Golden Lord comes back. Interesting. I like that. I like that. Very, very well played. Okay, so what we'll do is we are going to use Eldritch the Golden Lord and the Tonkon. We're going to go into Vampire Sucker. So if you would tribute a monster or monsters for a tribute summon, I get to tribute a zombie monster you control instead. But basically, I target a monster in my opponent's graveyard and special summon it. The idea is if a zombie monster is special summoned from either graveyard, I draw a card. So that's kind of where we're going to. There's no effect being activated right now. Oh no, this could cook pretty hard, I'm not going to lie. Okay, I didn't want to use this, but I guess I have to now. I'm going to activate Curse of the Ancient Turtle. Banish a zombie monster from my hand or graveyard as cost, and then send a zombie monster from the deck to the graveyard. So I'm going to banish Stare of the Snake Hair to attempt to send a zombie monster from the deck to the grave. Token stats are relevant. It's gone now. 0-0. What am I on summon wise? 1, 2. I'm only on 3 summons. No response. Oh, okay. Send Mizuki. Well, we all know what comes next, I guess. I'm going to banish Mizuki, attempting to revive a zombie monster from the graveyard. It's actually been quite fun. I've played this very well. Shows a lot of control over holding certain interactions as well. Bolin, Vampire Token, and Lich. Yeah, very correct. Let me check Mizuki actually, because this is old text. So, activate camera right. Mizuki. And does the Mizuki target? Yeah, and then target a monster in my grave. Okay, let me be precise on this one then. So I'm going to be targeting the Pumpking of the Grave Ghosts. Okay, so I've got one saying activate camera right, which if I remember rightly is this one here, because it's the reverse of mine. So we're going to activate camera right, correct? Going with the right. Okay, so we're activating camera right. Is it? I bet it's either a ghost spell or a DD Crow. It's a ghost spell. Okay. That's fine. On a new chain, I'm going to activate Call of the Haunted, and we're going to target the Pumpking, the King of Grave Ghosts. So, oh man, if you guys got DD Crow and Ghost Spell, oh, cooked. Actually, it doesn't really matter. The worst thing, even you know, a DD Crow on Nibiru here would cook hard. Let it go. You don't let that go. No response. Okay, cool. So we bring back Pumpking, the King of Grave Ghosts. So, two things are going to happen here. So we're going to go Training 1, Pumpking, King of Grave Ghost, Training 2, Vampire Sucker to draw. Any response? Bolin is a 7, correct? Okay, they both go through. So I haven't shuffled since I sent Mizuki, so we'll shuffle to get a fair draw. Hope that I don't draw the ideal target that I want off of my Pumpkin King, but we let that ride either way. Okay, so we draw off of our Vampire Sucker. Nice. And then we resolve the Pumpkin of Grave Ghosts. This will get me access to... we're going to summon out the Changshi, the Spiradol. Activate target pump. Oh, wait, hang on. What? Oh, I'm so confused. Response last card in hand. Oh, okay. So this stays. You're using the last card in hand. Oh, okay. Effect Vader on Pumpkin. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So I still get the Vampire Sucker. So I still get the draw. There you go. That should have fixed everything. Fine. I'm gonna activate Call of the Forgotten. So when it's activated, I get to set up to 3 Call of the Haunted from my deck and or graveyard, and if I do until the end of your turn, I can't special summon except zombies. If I activate Call of the Haunted, target a monster you control and send it to the graveyard. So, unfortunately, I only play 2 Call of the Haunteds in this deck, so I can only play a second one. Okay, now this is the... Okay, cool. I will then, so with no interactions left, we're just going to link off the Jacko Bolin and the Sucker, and we're going to go into the Flying Mary, the Wandering Ghost Ship. We're going to use this to target a level 5 or higher zombie monster that is banished or in my graveyard. Place this card into the spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous spell, and if I do, special summon that monster. While this card is a continuous spell, I get to target a level 5 or higher zombie monster I control. Destroy a monster my opponent controls with attack less than or equal to it. But the idea is I'm just making this so that I can target my Stare of the Snake Hair and summon it back to the field. I'm going to overlay both of these. We're going to go into the rank 6 of Pumpking, the Great Ghost King. So while I control Call of the Haunted, you cannot target zombie monsters I control with monster effects. Owns each of the following effects once per turn. If it is special summon, I get to add a Call of the Haunted or a card that mentions it from the deck to the hand. I can detach a material from this card to target up to 2 cards on the field and return them to the hand. So, I'm going to grab Vortex of Time. And then I'm going to use the effect of this to detach the Pumpkin King to return the Call of the Haunted back to the hand. I will then set 2. We will rank up the Pumpkin King into the Undying Legion. And then we end turn there. So, what do I have? So, once turn, I can also exit this using a rank 6 zombie. During your turn, like opponent's turn, main phase, quick event, detach 2 materials from this card. Or just 1 material if all card materials are XEs. Target 1 attack position monster your opponent controls or a monster in their graveyard and attach it to this card as material. So I've got 1 attach. Once per turn, if I activate Call of the Haunted, I get to target a card you control and send it to the graveyard, which I can do so. Oh, that's Vortex of Time. So activate the Call of the Haunted, bring back the Pumpkin King. The Pumpkin King will then let me special summon a monster. That will let me special summon Stare of the Snakehair. Stare of the Snakehair lets me target a tap position monster you control. That face-up monster can't attack and its effects are negated, and it can't be used as fusion, exes, or link material. And then if at any point you activate a normal or a quick play spell card or effect of a monster effect, while I control a zombie monster and Call of the Haunted, except during damage step, you toss a coin, and the activate effect becomes either heads, I banish 1 monster I control, or tails, you banish all monsters you control. And that's pretty much it. I think we did as well as we could have. Maybe should have saved Belle for the Mary, but I totally forgot Mary exists. I mean, to be honest, you guys played it very, very well. Because, what did you do? So you Veiled the Pumpkin, which was fine. There was no other targets you could have Veiled, to be honest. You wouldn't have Veiled Jack, that would have been a waste. Wouldn't have Veiled that. That was probably the best Veiler target. That was like the only Veiler target, actually. Oh, and Vampire Sucker. You probably could have Veiled either of those, but the Pumpkin was actually quite important to hit. I got really lucky with my draw, and the Ghost spell on Mizuki was really good as well. I kind of like blocked your Ghost spell because I had these 2 cards here. So I would have needed to be hit by 2 graveyard stops, basically. Yeah, that was kind of cool. Okay, I feel like we do one more, right? Everyone want one more? Okay, I mean, expecting earlier for him to go for this when I said hold for Belle. Did I have another way into a second level 6 if we saved Belle for Mary? So if you'd saved Belle for Mary, I would have got... What would have happened? Okay, so we're going to do another one for sure. While we're thinking about it, I'll let you guys decide. Do you want... I mean, we haven't done Darklords yet, so I can do Dark... Well, we have done Darklords, but I've got Darklords, I've got Archfiends, or I've got Pumpkins. I don't think I have anything ready that's worth showing, basically. So I'll let you lot decide. Did I have another way into a second level 6 if we saved Belle? So I would have had to go Mizuki, bring back... So Mizuki would have resolved in that case then. So Mizuki would have brought back the Pumpkin. Pumpkin would have been hit with the... Did I banish the Snakehair by that point? I'm trying to think, maybe if I had saved the Snakehair, that might have actually blocked the Belle as well. Because I would have gone Mizuki, bring back the Snakehair. Yeah, I should have, in that space, if I was considering it that far ahead, if I was thinking of Veiler and Belle, which is really hard to even try to consider, I probably could have saved banishing the Snakehair, and that would have kept my 2 6s in the graveyard. But yeah, if you had saved the Mary, Mizuki would have just brought back another monster. It would have brought back the Pumpking. The Pumpkin would have still got hit with the Veiler. So no, I probably didn't actually by that point. So. I think you just top decked. I did top deck really well. I top decked the Call of the Forgotten, which got me. Actually, no. What did the Call of the Forgotten get me? Oh, the Call of the Forgotten got me the other Call of the Haunted. Yeah, so I would have had to have kept the Snake Care in the graveyard. So I would have had to have banished the Golden Lord or the Golden Lord or Jacko Bolin? Yeah, I would have had to banish Golden Lord or Jacko Bolin on that play to keep the Snake Care in rotation, and then that would have done it. So yeah, it was really good actually. Okay, let's go with Darklord. We're going to do Darklords. So do those there. Darklords will go there. That will go there. Boom. Okay, so this will be the last one for the evening, but I'm glad you guys have enjoyed this. It means that I can do them. I'll happily do more like this. I obviously can't do like 5 decks every weekend, but you know, maybe I could. We never know. Yeah, no, that one was quite fun. That was a good one. That one. Okay, so we're going to shuffle up the 10 interactions. 111, 212, 313, 414, 515, and then 16, 20, 20. There you go. Okay, D20. You guys are going to get 6, 2, 4, 6, which is this one here. And then 20. So you're going to get this one here. Okay, so these are your hand interactions for this particular test hand. Put those there. There we go. Kieran and One as well. You guys shouldn't know what I've been playing. I'm glad you like this, Alex. I need to do like I want to kind of do Sky Strikers at some point as well, but I feel that it's kind of pointless doing Sky Strike. Well, maybe it's not, because Sky Strikers themselves don't really care that much about Camellia. Yeah, I mean, there's loads of different decks I could test out. So I suppose maybe when I put a poll out, I'll see what guys want to do. Right, so I'll shuffle this up. I will cut this up. My opening hand of 5 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we'll just put this over here. Okay. Whoa, okay, that's an interesting one. Okay, main phase. Special summon Dawn Angel Canby. I'm going to tribute off my Dawn Angel Canby to special summon a fairy monster from my deck whose level equals the total levels that those monsters had on the field that was tributed. So this is going to attempt to special summon a level 1 fairy from the deck. Oh wait, there's something in draw phase. What the heck do you have in draw phase? If it's Fua, personally, I don't like using Fua in draw phase. Perulia, different story. But use camera right. You want to use this card right here. Yeah, are we in agreement? Is this in draw phase or is this in response to the Canby? Yeah, okay, so we're using camera right. Oh, okay, so we're chaining Fua. Ooh, ouch. I don't know how I'm supposed to do this now. I should have thought about that before I gave you Fua. How would you want to do this? Do I do I'll tell you what, this can go one of two ways. I didn't really think about the full opponent part. Every 2 draws you get 1 interaction. Get an additional interaction. 100% do not do Fua in the draw phase. Do not do Fua in the draw phase. Perulia, yes, not Fua. Do Fua in scenarios like this where you're going to get a draw. One for every 2 draws. Okay, fine. We'll do it that way. Right, so we give you... So Dawn Canby is going to give you 1, because we're going to summon out Trickster Nightshade. So that's 1 draw you've got. Every 2 you get, I'll give you another interaction that will be new as well. So you're basically going to be playing like 10 different interactions. So I've got to be very careful that I don't give you anything too crazy. Okay. How far do we go into this? Attempt to activate Banishment of the Darklords to add a Darklord card from the deck to the hand. Trix is just really good fairies. Yeah, okay, got the thumbs up on that one. We will add a Golgollet. Right, shuffled up. Anything on res, please do not say draw. No, Popstars are saying. Well, if they help to get this deck going, I'll take it all day, every day. Okay, nothing on reds. We are going to use Ixchill, discarding the Golgollet to draw 2 cards. Any Ash Blossom. Go ahead. Okay, so we get to draw 2. It's not annoying at all. On a new chain, Chainlink 1 will be Golgollet to get me a Darklord card or a Forbidden Quick Play from deck to hand. I'm good. Okay. How would I want to do this one? I'll take Indulge Darklord. Wow, actually Indulge Darklord is the wrong card. Oh, actually doesn't matter. No, I won't. I'll take Sanctified Darklord instead. method in the madness on this one. I'm going to attempt to activate Darklord Dance. Judge! Take it easy, St. Marcus. Have a good one. Hopefully I'll try and do this, like, can't guarantee I'll do it every Saturday, but I'll try and do it as many Saturdays as I can. Okay, we're all good on Darklord Dance. We will banish Yugioh and Gorgolet. We will summon Evening Star. That's your second draw, so you can have the top card right here added to your hand. Chain Link 1 Evening Star to set 1 Darklord spell and Darklord trap directly from the deck. Should tidy these up so you can see them on camera. There you go. How many in hand? I have 4 cards in hand. Continue. Okay, so I get to set 1 and 1. So we'll set Contact, and we will set Rebellion. Attempt to use Evening Star's effect to target Rebellion, Banishment and Replicate to add. Maybe not use the right card. Oh, it's got to be draw. Okay. If it makes you feel any better, I'm not giving you any more draws for okay, so we replicate Banishment. This goes back into the deck. I'm going to grab myself a Darklord Morningstar. We will then set 2. And I'm going to end my turn there. So, to clarify what I've ended my turn with, that you know, I've got Rebellion. I have no targets in the graveyard to bring back with a Contact, but the idea is that if you did have Nibiru and I was going to play into it, the Contact would bring this all back. Then I've got 2 cards that you don't know, and I've got a guaranteed Morningstar in the hand. So, to explain what I've got, or what I would play through, or what I'd be able to do, is I can activate Rebellion to discard the Morningstar. This would then allow me to non-target destroy a card you control. I would then also have, the 2 unknown cards you didn't know, is Forbidden Droplet, which can send a monster and a trap if I want them to both be sent. I would also then have Fallen and the Virtuous, which obviously I could, for Fallen and the Virtuous, chain Forbidden Droplet so that I get the 3. That would send Albion. And then at any point I've got the ability of Evening Star to replicate Darklord Dance. Is it 3 Dark Fairies or 3 Fairies? Maybe I've messed this up a little bit. Oh, it has to be 3 Dark Fairies, which I don't mind. I'd replicate this using Dance. We'll banish Evening Star, we'll banish Ixchill, and we'll banish Morningstar to give me the first Darklord to destroy all of your monsters. I mean, maybe I don't need to use that dance to replicate. Maybe the dance could have been done something. So that's like an option. But if I wanted to run that back a little bit, I could very easily keep this on the field and just replicate. I could just replicate either of these two. So a negate or a single destruction. So you would have had to have played through a Fallen, a Rebellion, a possible Sanctified, and a Droplet. So... And I gave you 2 draws. I could have given you so much more, but like this, I think this is something that is also really important. Is like how composed and controlled you need to be under a Fua, and that's why you don't drop Fua during the draw phase. Because if you drop the Fua during the draw phase, I don't give you one of those draws. I don't give you the can be draw because I'll just go, okay, cool, hold it back. So activate. Oh, I could have put a Zuna in there. What did you have anyway? Let's have a look. Droll and Imperm. Oh, okay, that's a good one. So you've got Droll. So you can't actually Imperm my Evening Star. So you can't target it with card effects. So my Evening Star is like completely safe from Imperm. So anyway. I suppose the question is, do I give you guys deltas and gammas next time? Another deck that I could do actually, which would be really quite fun, is Cool Tunes. Not right now, but like for like the next time I do this, I could do Cool Tunes. I've got, I mean, there's a couple of other decks I could put together for him as well. Kind of run it back from there. I don't really want to do DDDs because my god, that would be such a headache. Waited for after, but why not fill in the draw phase? But probably a yes. Is it just game 1 tactics and changes if you know your opponent's deck, since it's mostly to limit opponent, not the draw itself? Because Fua, you want to use Fua when you're guaranteed to get a draw so that you replace it. Like Fua is just completely dead regardless. It's not the threat of Trill Tactics talents. It really is not. Trill Tactics talents is a one-off. Like it's not worth worrying about that. Actually, the camera's there. I'm so used to the camera being over there. So you do Perulia during the draw phase, because then as soon as they go to the main phase, they would like normally normal summon. And so it'd go, as soon as it goes to main phase, it's their priority. So they would go normal summon, and then you could chain the Perulia, so you still don't get anything. So the reason people play Perulia during the draw phase is that as soon as someone normal summons, you replace that Perulia straight away. The Fua, you don't want to drop in the draw phase unless you have a second Fua. Because the idea is you want to use Fua when they use Requiem. Or you use Fua when they've got 2 monsters on the field and they're going to go into an extra deck monster. That's when you put them in the dilemma of, do I give you the draw or do I not give you the draw? Whereas if you do Fua during the draw phase, nothing changes. Like the only thing that changes when you do Fua during the draw phase is it negatively affects you, because then it gives the opponent the option to go, do I want to make this play or don't I? So, for example, take Branded Fusion, right? You will be much better off 100% of the time chaining Mulchumi Fualos to a Branded Fusion or a Rahu Dracotal rather than dropping the Fualos during the draw phase. Because it's just a wasted card. You're just like, discard it, it's like, it's wasted, it's gone. It doesn't actually, at the end of the day, if your opponent is going to activate Branded Fusion, or if your opponent has Branded Fusion, they're probably going to activate it. So, I still wouldn't worry about Trill Tactics talents. I mean, maybe in Master Duel it's a lot more prominent, but I wouldn't drop the... I personally wouldn't drop Fua during the draw phase. It just doesn't really do a huge amount, but I could be. I wouldn't trust in a Broker Trap, be kind of bad. But again, that's then relying on your opponent to play Thrust. It's then relying on your opponent to play a Busted Trap. That's mainly going to come in game 2 rather than game 1. And you just run that risk. Like they can still thrust into a broken trap no matter when you activate the card. So it doesn't actually let you play around Thrust at all. So yeah. Is it a waste if it might stop them from using Branded Fusion? And if they're going to use it anyway, you still get your draw. But the fact of the matter is, it's not going to stop them using that brand infusion. They would only stop using that brand infusion if they can play around it. They would still give you the draw, very true. But you don't want to give them the option to play it or not to play it. You want them to run straight into it and they just get hit with it and guarantee a draw. Like that would, I would always chain it to something that's going to get you the draw. Because if you drop it during the draw phase, your opponent then goes, okay, cool, and they start figuring out the navigation around Thua, which doesn't make that big of a difference. But if you do it in chain to something, it guarantees you a draw. It's why you'll see a lot of duelists on like the live streams and everything. They will hold a Thua back until someone uses a Requiem, until someone uses the Rahu, until someone uses the brand infusion. Like 99% of the time, that's usually when you'll chain to it as well. Favourite deck right now? I've actually got a lot of them, to be fair, that I really enjoy. I want to get my head around Elf Notes. I think they could be really cool. I just haven't had a chance to really focus on them yet. Darklords I really like. I think Darklords are a really cool deck. I like Cool Tunes. I just don't think they're to the level they need to be until they get the Blazing Dominion cards. And Dark Magician is always going to be up there. But with Dark Magician, it's really weird because Dark Magician gets this bit where it's like, here's a new little bit of support. But that new little bit of support gets played in every other deck around. And you're like, okay, cool, fine, thank you. But then once they get the new Dark Magician and the new Curtain, woo-wee! Yeah, I'm super excited about those. So, yeah, apologies for the little... I'm going to take the little side cam off. I don't think you really need that on there. I could probably give you this one, actually. Let's do that. There we go. Okay, cool. So that can change your camera. So it means I can actually read the chat and then go as well. I feel like you only feel in draw if it is in your hand. Is otherwise, if your hand is otherwise broken, and you don't care if they pass with 5 hands. Yeah, I mean, very true. Like the only other time I've seen someone do Thua during the draw phase is if they've got 2. But even then, I still don't really fully understand why you would, because you'd usually just go, cool, first one, and then go from there. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you had a lot of fun with it. I liked it. Yeah, just something a little bit different. Something I've never seen anyone do before. I'm glad it was fun. I liked the community thing. I liked that everyone talked about when they were going to activate stuff, when they wanted to activate it and stuff like that. I thought that was really kind of cool. So... Cool. Alright, well, that was a good hour. Single test stands of 3 decks. Maybe next time I just bring 2 decks and we do like 2 test stands of each deck. Might be the better way of doing it. I don't know. But we can give it a go. Anyway, thank you for every single one of you that joined today. Thank you for every single one of you. So I'll put this video out afterwards as well, so you can kind of watch it on replay as well. Would be kind of cool. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Have a very, very good evening. I appreciate every single one of your support. And hopefully I'll see you on the next stream. I'm trying to do these streams like every Saturday where at all possible. Like unless I'm away for, you know, an event or something like that. But yeah, if you guys like this, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. But also try and make sure you give the video of the pre-record that's going out tomorrow a thumbs up as well. And then it shows me that you guys really want to see it, and I'll do more and more of it as well, and kind of keep it going that way. Anyway, have a very good rest of your evening. Have a very good rest of your week as well coming up. I'm actually off work next week, so I might do more streams throughout the week. That could be kind of fun. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, have a very good evening. Take care, and as always, stay safe and happy dueling.